So this is day 3 after being told by the doctor that I have the beginning stages of celiac disease. I'm feeling quite anxious now. At first, I think I was processing it a little bit better, but then I was like, I have to change my entire diet. And, I already have trouble trying to eat well and keep up with what my kids are eating and have them even to make dinner. Sometimes we get home so late we don't even have time to make dinner. Sometimes we got to eat dinner out. It's just life. You got your kids going basketball, or you got them going to track, or there's stuff on the weekends, etc., etc. So I had called the doctor yesterday, called the doctor back because they didn't really ask me to make a follow-up appointment after giving me the news about the celiac. So I called them back yesterday to make an appointment because I feel like I need to talk to someone, and I need to work with someone, especially in terms of my diet, to make sure that I'm getting them the right balance of food, and not just that I'm cutting out gluten, but that I'm getting all of the carbohydrates and proteins and nucleic acids and all that stuff I need, right? And the minerals and vitamins that are important in my diet. So I want a balanced diet. I just don't want to make sure I'm eating non-gluten-free foods. I've watched a ton of YouTube videos, and apparently some people change their diet and then they can become diabetic, or they can gain weight, or they can lose weight depending on how they're eating. And I don't want to have issues with that as well. I'm worried about cross-contamination from when I eat out at a restaurant, or cross-contamination that's going to happen in my home if I'm cooking in my home and my family's not eating a gluten-free diet. So I have a lot of concerns. My other concern is, I've been having all these other symptoms. They're probably related to celiac. I mean, it would make sense to me if they are. It would explain a lot of things. And so I think, I want to make sure that I don't have any other issues that are related to my diet. So if I'm throwing up and getting that sick to my stomach on an ongoing basis, there could be something else with my body that I should be aware of and maybe monitoring as well. So I did call the doctor back. I did make an appointment, and it really pisses me off because then I was like, well, maybe I should get an earlier appointment. So I called them back again. I was like, yeah, I just want to know, can I get an earlier appointment? And they really didn't have anything available. And so I told the lady who was making the appointments to let the office know that I was still having pain in my stomach and I was still nauseous, and what's their normal procedure for following up after they tell someone that they have the signs of celiac. A lady from the office calls me back, and she's like, well, you just have to change your diet. And I was like, yes, but do you refer people to a nutritionist, or do you work with people on, how to eat a healthy diet? And she's like, she basically couldn't offer me any information. She's like, oh, I can send you the brochure that we give to people when we tell them they have celiac. And I'm like, okay. And then I was like, well, do you do any follow-up tests? And she said, well, you just talk to the doctor about that, basically. And I said, well, do you normally refer your patients to a particular doctor? And if that's the case, can you do that for me now, since I have to wait an entire month before I can come see you? And she's like, no, we don't refer people out to anybody. And I'm just like, really? Seriously? So here, I just don't think anyone takes celiac disease seriously. And she's like, well, you're just at the beginning stages. And I'm thinking, well, thank God, what does that mean? I just don't think the secretary is taking it very seriously. If you're at the beginning stages of a disease, that's good, because that means that you have to make a change in your life, or you're going to damage your body and have all kinds of problems that could be life-threatening, including cancer or MS, etc., etc., etc. So why would I don't care whether I'm in beginning stages whether I'm not even showing signs of celiac disease, because for your intestine to be damaged, you have to have something has to been going on in your body for a while. Your body has to have been reacting to the food it's eating for a while for there to be damage in your intestines. And the girl's acting like, oh, well, it's not a big deal. I'm like, this is my life we're talking about. So I can see now that this is going to be quite a challenge for me, and that people don't take celiac disease very seriously. And she was like, well, you've only known for 2 days. I'm like, I don't care how many days I've known. I don't feel well. I need to talk to somebody. I need to deal with this in a more, proactive way than you just tell me to wait a month and change my diet and no one's going to work with you and we hope it goes well. So I don't know if that's how white people are treated when they go to the doctor or not, but I'm kind of fed up with the way people behave, or the lack of professionalism, or the lack of follow through, or the lack of care or concern. Anyways, today is my first day of being officially gluten-free. For breakfast, I had I had some tea and with honey, and I had chai. I like chai tea a lot. I had chai tea, and then I had some grapes this morning, and I went to go get a salad at school for lunch. It was a walnut strawberry chicken salad, and I was eating it, and then one of my students was talking to me and said, oh, do you know that there was a E. coli outbreak in the lettuce that was being grown in Arizona, in Yuma, Arizona? I was like, okay. So I stopped eating the salad. I'm like, that's just what I need now. And I had some hummus with olives in it. And on the salad dressing, I have a oil vinegar salad dressing. So I think I'm doing all the right things. I'm eating an orange now, and I have a little bit of blueberries and strawberries left. I have no idea what I'm gonna eat for dinner though. I gotta go pick up my son from school. So that's where I am on day 3 of my celiac disease. I went to the grocery store yesterday, and I felt completely overwhelmed. Completely overwhelmed. But really, I have a lot of questions for the doctor. I have a feeling the doctor is not really a celiac specialist. They could probably care less. But there's some people apparently who cut out dairy and cut out millet and yeast and corn, and all that stuff like that. When in addition to going gluten-free, because apparently there's a possibility that your body will react to proteins that are similar to the proteins found in gluten. Your body can react to those proteins that are similar, and you find those proteins in foods like rice and corn and dairy, milk products. So I'm gonna have a really, really tough time not being able to eat cheese, but I think I'm gonna go to Whole Foods and see if I can find some maybe soy-based cheeses. See if they have some gluten-free soy-based cheeses. I don't know. I'll have to go check. Anyways, I just wanted you to know, day 3, I was at work today. I'm a teacher, and I was nauseous all day long at work, but I didn't throw up on anybody. That's a good thing. But I'm really, I'm super stressed. I don't think my husband is very excited about going gluten-free, or maybe he thinks it's just gonna be my issue. I did order some meals from a company called Freshly, some gluten-free meals, but I don't know if they're the kind of company that really specializes with celiac disease, because it seemed like they had a lot of their products had dairy or other things that I thought maybe would become an issue. So I have lots of questions. I have a lot of research to do. I'm going to talk to other people. I realize, but what works for one person may not work for me. I think it's better to be safe than sorry. I want to live for a long time. I got kids. I want to be here and see my kids grow up. And it's probably better for me to cut things out, 100% than to just say, well, I don't think that's going to cause a problem. Because you might not think something's causing a problem. The problem might be brewing up inside of you. So my sister said that you could get like cauliflower rice, and there's all these new things. So I'll look into that. We'll see. But like I said, day 3. Emotionally, I've been like up, down, up already. And it's only day 3. So imagine how, I know, I hope I'm going to feel like an amazing person within a few weeks, but we'll see what happens. If any of you out there have been throwing up or have stomach pains, or your 23andMe report says that you have a slightly increased risk for celiac disease, or you're bloated all the time, or you're gassy, or maybe you're having other pains or rashes on your body, go check it out. Go see if you can get tested for celiacs. Okay, thanks for listening. I'll be back, definitely. And especially after I go to that doctor's appointment, I might give that doctor a piece of my mind, or at least the secretary. I feel like they need some training on how to talk to people on the phone. They're crazy. Anyways, have a good day. Bye.